I've been a flat earther for over 10 years now, and I always would question Christians who say that they know the Bible, they believe the Bible, but yet deny the very beginning of it. But let me show you how deep the deception. These are the top pastors that are preaching all over TV and who I grew up watching. As you can see, it almost seems like they're trying to push out an agenda that makes you look at scripture and deny. So my question is, what else are they trying to make you look at and deny? Could it be that we're not in the beginning of Revelation, but actually towards the end, really in Satan's little season?
Oh my days. Oh my giddy gosh. In these times, we must be childlike. And just like a child, we need to ask the questions, why and how? So let me see if I got this straight. The sun travels through the universe at 500,000 miles per hour. And then the earth rotates around the sun at 6,700,000 miles per hour. And all the planets all rotate also around the sun. And Mars, the distance between Mars is 33.9 million miles per hour. So here's what I want to know. How fast is the rover going that lands on Mars? And these spaceships that are flying and landing on the moon, how are you able to land on the moon at such speeds, and you're forever traveling through the universe? Now can somebody tell me what is pulling the sun?
You really think the earth is moving around the sun? Come on, just follow me to the word of God. This is Joshua chapter 10 verses 12 through 14. But I really want us to focus on verse 13. Right at the beginning it says the sun stood still. And go down a little further, he is also confirming the book of Jasher. It says, so the sun stood still in the midst of the heaven. If you believe in common science, the earth is moving around the sun. In our science books it says the sun is not moving. But in the Bible, the sun is the one moving. How could Joshua stop the sun if it doesn't move? I'm telling y'all, they be throwing lies in front of our face. Wake up.
Welcome to Flat Earth, guys. I'm at the top of a 14-story building in downtown Dallas. I'm at the very top of it. As you can see, there's no building up higher. There's a couple of buildings over there, a couple of buildings over there. I'm at the very top. And as you can see, all these buildings, no matter where you look, they're all parallel to the buildings over here and to the buildings behind me, everywhere. The buildings reveal the terrain in which they're built on. As you can see by the flat horizon, that's another proof that the earth is flat. You can't have a flat horizon on a ball. Not at ground level, and definitely not from the air. You claim the boats start disappearing from a viewer in front of him 2.8 miles away. And it gets further, and the further the boat travels away from you, the more it goes over the curvature. Well, that's only 4 or 5 miles. But left to right, it's still a flat horizon. That's impossible, folks. It can't curve one way and not the other. Welcome to Flat Earth. This is flat. The buildings reveal the terrain, and you can see far. You can even see Fort Worth from Dallas over here. Let me show you Fort Worth. So there's downtown Dallas. See it? "34 miles away from that downtown Dallas, you'll find Fort Worth. And it's hazy right now, but let's see if I can see Fort Worth. 34 miles away. Now, I showed you a picture of it from the Fort Worth side, but I'm seeing if I can see it from the Dallas side. You see it? I can't see it, it's too far away. But from the Fort Worth side, On a clear day, I can see Fort Worth way out yonder. But it's way out yonder. You have to look real hard, and if the haze is blocking, I can barely see it with my naked eye. But anyway, it's way out there. Anyway, it's flat in between there and there. Welcome to Flat Earth, guys.
When did you find out that the world was flat?
I would say about 10 years ago. I went to the Strand, and I could see Cape Point, which is about 42 kilometers away. Now, according to the curvature of the Earth, you shouldn't be able to see the Cape Point from the Strand on the beach. So I'm talking about on the beach. And I took a photo. I Googled the distance and everything, and then you can work out the curvature of the way it goes, and how far other side of the curvature it is. There was no curvature, and that's where the trouble started.
Did you feel angry or
anger, like you can't believe?
Is it better to not know?
No, I think it's better to know, because that's how we're going to change the world for the better.
Yeah.
We're being lied to on a big time. There's no coincidence that the United Nations emblem is a perfect replica of the flat Earth.
Okay, so you know how Hollywood likes to hide things in plain sight? In fact, some people say you get more information from Hollywood movies, more truth in Hollywood movies, than in the news. The news is fake, we know that. Hollywood movies, they show you what they're doing. It's called informed consent, and it's also called they feel like they don't get karma. They have no bad karma if they show you what they're doing through these predictive programmings and whatnot. So, you know how Hollywood has shown us so many things that have happened. Well, one of the things they're showing us consistently is a freaking dome. Now, hilariously, they say that humans were so uneducated long ago that they thought the Earth was flat and that you could fall off the edge. They didn't think that. But yes, every ancient culture did believe it was flat, and they also had all these pictures and art and how they depicted Earth. Never that it was a spinning ball that somehow the water is stuck to, even though it's spinning so fast. Kind of doesn't work on a small scale, but when it's large, the gravity, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Nikola Tesla didn't even believe in gravity. Look at this commercial. They go so high, they hit the firmament, and then they go through water. I mean, it's shocking. Nikola Tesla believed in electromagnetism, not in gravity. Gravity is a theory. It's electromagnetism and density. In fact, here's a question for you. The ancients who built all these magnificent pyramids and temples, they lived organically, they grew food organically, they're healthy, okay? Do you believe they are smarter than the ones today who are completely destroying the food, air, and water supply and telling us we're on a ball, we got NASA and all that? I mean, if you want to talk about trusting the smarter entity here, we're talking the ancients. Lived in cohesion with the earth rather than destroying it and pretending that we're at the height of science and technology.
Pitchers, steroids, Santa Claus, kicks and deals. It's a long fly ball going back, and the ball shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself down into the stadium. Oh, Simpson just broke this dream's reality wide open.
So did y'all know that on July 21st, 1969, that the Eagle has landed? You know the one where it says one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind? That same day, this picture was taken and put in the newspaper. Just a quick reminder that it took 3 days to get back from the moon, and pictures had to be developed back in the 1960s.
See that there is no landing crater or dust kickup. Even with the lack of gravity, you would think that the weight of the lunar module would still leave some kickup or even an impact crater of some kind.
The Eagle has landed.
NASA explained that this is because of the obvious lack of gravity, but also that the moon is a solid rock surface. More evidence to the contrary is this reflection seen in the visor of one of the astronauts. An unexplained object can clearly be seen in the upper portion of the astronaut's helmet. Whatever this is, it looks to be hanging from something above. And if you look at photos of the lunar module, it doesn't appear to be anything hanging off of that. Many people believe that it looks very similar to one of these lights you would see on a movie set. As of now, as far as I know, there's been no explanation given. And then there's the obvious lack of stars in any of the photos taken on the moon's surface. You would think without the light pollution that we have here on Earth that you'd be seeing billions of stars. You can see Earth, but not one star is visible. There's been many explanations about this, but let me know what you think. And then there's the C rock. This photo was taken on the surface of the moon when you can obviously see the letter C on one of the moon rocks. Movie studios often use labels like this on their props. NASA's explanation of this is that this was most likely added afterwards or even as a prank by one of their own. And even with all this evidence, one of the most compelling are these photos showcasing the use of similar backgrounds. In these two photos taken on Apollo 15, two very similar backgrounds.
I spoke to this pilot at the airport and asked if he adjusts for the curvature of the Earth,
And he didn't really want to engage with me, but I got him to basically concede that he doesn't adjust for curve.
You believe it, you don't believe it, you keep doing what you're doing, yeah? Yeah. So we're flight planning. Ignore what? Well, yes, you ignore it, because if you have a sphere and you're at a distance away from the centre of that sphere and you keep flying the same, you're always creating the same distance away, are you not?
Right, but you're not nosing down every...
Why would you nose down?
Because you have to change orientation.
If you have a basketball and you're flying a certain radial away from that basketball, do you have to keep descending?
Yes.
You do? What do you know about centrifugal force?
Centrifugal force will stay away from you.
What about centrifugal force?
Centrifugal is centrifugal.
One pulls away, one attracts. They're opposite.
Yes,
they're opposite. Third, I'm sorry, we're flight planning. Don't have plan. You don't believe it. You believe what you want. Get back on your TikToks.
We were just asking.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
On the next episode of Space is Fake, a mouse was spotted on the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Look at this little guy chilling on this rocket that's in the vacuum of space. He's fine though. Weird, right? Like, imagine thinking this is real and being one of those people that's like, yeah, SpaceX, globe Earth, astronauts. You're all just completely gone in your heads. Like, look at that. Think.
So there's been a lot of debate on why our telescopes aren't able to spot the flag that's on the moon. And not just because of the fact that it doesn't exist, but because it's too small and it's too far away. And even when satellites do supposed flybys by the moon, they're still not able to get a clear picture of the flag. But according to your own logic and how Google tells the truth about everything, some high-resolution telescopes in space can spot houses, particularly military surveillance satellites, and certain commercial Earth observation satellites capable of identifying objects as small as a few inches. So if satellites in space are able to detect things on Earth that are only a few inches big, how come none of these satellites are able to give us a clear picture of these flags? And it shouldn't be as hard as everyone's making it out to be, because there's like 6 of them. And this is all anyway, because there are no satellites in space, but this is according to your logic. What, you really think that a 30-something-year-old man with a wife and kids is just now going to go into hiding for the rest of his life? No, it means they were done with that character, and he's now going to be someone else. They're all just characters, and Charlie was most likely never the person who he said he was. Haven't you ever noticed the overwhelming amount of celebrities and famous people who all happen to die young? And what about the amount of celebrities who just look off sometimes, and sometimes they just look like a completely different person? And you're not going to blame it on plastic surgery either, because a lot of them just look like totally different people now. Look at Miley Cyrus a couple years ago, and then look at her now. Look at the Kardashians. Look at their mom. What the f is going on with her? Literally look at any celebrity a few years ago, and then look at them now. Totally different person. So if your logic is, where would Charlie Kirk even be hiding? He's not. He is someone else now.
Have you heard the theory that the Challenger astronauts didn't die in 1986, but are still alive today, living under the same names and faces? As a child in '86, we were all sat in the school hall being made to watch this launch. The Challenger shuttle exploded just 73 seconds after launch, killing all 7 crew members. If that happened, then explain this. Commander Francis Richard Scobie was declared dead, but there's a man named Richard Scobie running a marketing firm called Cows and Trees. Same age, same face, same name. Michael J. Smith, the pilot, supposedly died in the blast. Yet there's a Michael J. Smith teaching engineering at the University of Wisconsin. Same calm eyes, same smile, same everything. Ronald McNair, the physicist, was said to have perished too. But a man named Carl McNair, claiming to be his brother, looks exactly like him. The voice, the mannerisms, identical. Then there's Ellison Onizuka. His brother, Claude Onizuka, could easily be him. Same jawline, same stare, just older. Judith Resnick, the brilliant mission specialist, has a twin. A Yale law professor named Judith Resnick, same name, same age, and a perfect facial match. But no records of a twin ever existed. Krista McAuliffe, the teacher chosen to inspire a generation, supposedly died that day. But Sharon McAuliffe, a professor at Syracuse, looks exactly like her. Only Gregory Jarvis seems to have no confirmed double, no trace. So what really happened in 1986? Were these astronauts part of something else entirely? Are these just coincidences or clues? But why? Some believe the Challenger disaster was staged to manipulate public emotion and secure long-term NASA funding. At the time, interest in space exploration was fading and budgets were tightening. If so, it backfired. Instead of boosting confidence, it triggered public doubt, grounding missions and delaying progress. The emotional impact was real, but the outcome wasn't what they planned.
One 1986 morning in the sky, Challenger roared and the rockets did fly. 73 seconds, a flash and a cry. Folks said they all fell, said goodbye. They say some souls were lost that day, but did they really hide away? Cause now we have the internet, they didn't know would be a threat. Same names and faces walking around, are the doppelgangers or have they been found? Captain Scobie got the same name, he says that's not me, I got no fame. Resnick and Onizuka, McNair in disguise. Are we supposed to not believe our eyes? Up they went, boom, they're gone, but the story keeps a-rolling on. Seen their faces, clear as day, truth or tale, who's to say, so sing it. Friends about the stars and the skies, about rockets and legends and clever disguise. Some swear they're alive, some swear they died, didn't change their names, didn't even hide. Here is Judith Resnick, and here is Judith Resnick. She says I'm not a dead astronaut, just universities I've taught. Now this is Richard Scobie, and this is Richard Scobie. He says no, that's not me, I just run cows and trees. Six doppelgangers walk in the land, must be a coincidence. Up they went, boom, they're gone, but the story keeps it rolling on. Seen their faces, clear as day, truth or tale, who's to say, so sing it. Friends about the stars and the skies, about rockets and legends and clever disguise. Some swear they're alive, some swear they died, didn't change their names, didn't even hide, and nothing underhand.
The flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.